Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Welcome to the channel, by the way, for those who are new here. My name is Pia. I used to be a flight attendant for over 10 years in the Middle East, and now I'm back here in the Philippines for good. We are doing a small business here, a poultry business. And today I'm gonna go inside our poultry house to see how our chickens are doing. So it is already almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, and we just dropped by. Every day we try our best to come here to visit the farm and see how the chickens are doing. So far they're recovering from malaria, but of course they still have they're still molting. So I want you to see what molting looks like. Okay, this one is a very good example of molting. Right, that chicken there. So that's what we call molting. So it's part of the cycle. So you just have to lessen the stress for them. Are they okay? No mortality, thank God. It has been 2 days already that we didn't receive any sad news. So they're fine, they're recovering, and the chicken prices, the egg prices nowadays are really high. And you know, we just have to adjust with the market, because if you're also not gonna raise your prices, then of course you run short of your eggs, because people will definitely go and, you know, get your eggs. You just have to go with the flow. And I think we are also learning from the market already. If the market price goes down, we also have to go down, and if the market price is high, of course we have to set our prices high as well. So that's just how it goes. You all can see their water is pink because we are giving them some vitamins. Yes, in the afternoon, because in the morning they were taking anti-malaria medication, and now we are also giving them the vitamins, because this is the schedule for the vitamins. How did I ever transition from being a flight attendant to being a farmer? And I'm gonna give you some tips towards the end of this video, and hopefully I could help those people who are already planning to retire or maybe go back home here in the Philippines. By the way, for those who are also new to this channel, I have been an OFW, or an overseas Filipino worker, for over 12 years. And so that's the reason why we decided to go back home, because we felt like we've missed so much home already, and that we just have to, you know, grow. Meanwhile, I'm gonna let you see our improvement now for the expansion. So we are making a grower house for the chicks to grow, grower/brooding. The capacity of this is approximately 1,000 chicken, and we're just waiting for the funds to be released, and then once it's done, then we're going to grow the day-old chicks here until they start laying eggs. So we are really expanding. So right at the back you will see our farmhouse, and sorry if you're hearing some goats screaming. So we have some goats here as well. I work in Singapore since 2011, And then after 1.5 years, I moved to Qatar because I got hired as a flight attendant for Qatar Airways I've worked there for over 10 years. Okay, so in total, that was 12 years. And then my husband and I decided to go back home here in the Philippines for good because we felt like we missed home so much already and that we just need to, start our own business. In the beginning, we didn't really have plans of putting up a pottery business. We initially wanted to have a bakery shop because my husband's family used to have like few branches of bakery shops. So technically, he has an experience already on how to run the business. But apparently when we came here 6 months before we finally came home, when we searched for the location, we couldn't really find anything good. The prices of the commercial spaces are really, really high, to the point that it is already very unreasonable. And here, if you're still starting out, it is really difficult to compete with the market at the same time, pay for your expenses. So we decided to just, change the plan. Instead, we go for the poultry farming. It was also a good thing because we were on the same page. So when I told him that I saw a video regard to how to raise layer chicken, and he also got interested about it. Now, this was really funny when we first started. The last day at my job was June 28th of 2023. And then we arrived here around second week of July of last year. So after we arrived here, of course, we were still relaxing. We were very excited about the plan. So we were gathering all the information that we need. We looked for suppliers for our business, for the poultry farm. And then when we finally have the information, we decided that we have to start as soon as possible because otherwise we may run out of cash already, and that there would be no more capital for the business. So what I could suggest for people who are planning to, go back home for good is that you start as soon as possible. Do not wait for too long because here in the Philippines nowadays, prices are really, really high. So if you don't start whatever business you want to plan or you want to start, tendency is your savings will run out and you haven't started your business yet. So maybe you can rest for maximum 2-3 weeks. I think that would be enough, meet your friends, your family, hang out with them and all that. But you have to remember that you're going home for good. So you're not here for a vacation anymore. You're here to start a new life. So one tip is to start as soon as possible so that when you have the business set up already, that business will be able to pay for your daily expenses. And that's what happened to us. So we were glad that after, I think, 2 months of having the business, we were able to already pay for the daily expenses as well as pay our parents' expenses. So it was a bit a tight schedule for us when we came home because we didn't really want to run short of cash anymore. So that is why we decided to just start the business. Second thing as well is that the transition between being an OFW or having a high lifestyle to having this kind of lifestyle is way different. Because before, I feel like being a flight attendant was a very superficial kind of job, to the point where I cry every now and then because I couldn't really adjust to the lifestyle. Because for me before, we don't pay for our rent, we don't pay for our transport, we don't pay for anything actually, except for our food. And then when we came here, it was totally different because I have to take care of our electricity, I have to pay for our bills, our parents' support, our, of course, our food is okay, but you know, all the rest, I felt like this is the reality, this is, you know, the beginning of life, because what I was actually experiencing for the longest time was really different. Okay, so I have to change the location because my husband just called me. While I'm still waiting for them to finish loading the eggs, I'll just continue. So yeah, transitioning between an OFW or being a flight attendant to being a farmer was quite tough for us because I was never used to paying for the bills and stuff like that. So it was really a very big transition. The third thing is the prices here in the Philippines. Well, technically, when you are working outside the Philippines and you spend your 1,000 US dollars here in the Philippines, you realize that, you know, the money is so easy. Just spending for your groceries here in the Philippines, I just realized that it is really very expensive here. So your 1,000 US dollars, if you're earning it outside the country, it's super duper easy to spend it. But if you're earning here with that amount in the Philippines, it's super duper hard to spend it. That is because you know, the amount of time and the workload that you have to spend just to get that 1,000 US dollars. So that's also a bit of a challenge for us. A lot of other things actually you also have to consider, of course, like traffic and the long queue. Like there's always a queue everywhere. So for you, you need to extend your patience when you're already back here in the Philippines. Our transition, to be really honest, for the past 1 year already here in the Philippines was not that bad. I thought we're not going to survive it, but we did. I'm just glad that, you know, my husband and I are working so well. Of course, were some arguments, but at the end of the day, it's all about the two of you. You know, you just have to make things work. Also, when you're finally decided that you are going back home here in the Philippines for good, do not make an excuse that anyway, if everything else won't work, you're gonna go back abroad and work again. For us, it was one of our reasons why we always fight, because we always have this mindset that anyway, if this thing will not work, we will go back abroad and, you know, start working again. But we have to remember the reason why we are back here. That is because we all want to spend time with our family. And if we're gonna go back again abroad to work, then technically, you know, we're just in the loop. You know, we are not gonna be able to escape and get out of our situation. So again, for Filipinos abroad, OFW, overseas Filipino workers, do not make it as an excuse that if everything else will not work, then you will go back abroad again to work, because tendency is probably you will not give your best, because that is already a room for failure. So always remember that you don't have any other choice but to focus on your business and let it grow. Until next time, bye.